Hi guys, so I just thought I'd hop on here and do a quick kind of, not really a get ready with me video, but more about what I've been wearing lately video. I probably will edit this down somewhat so it's not super long because the original footage is like 30 minutes, so yeah. And in this video I'm going to share my impressions of the Max Factor Facefinity foundation. I'm also using the Boudoir Eyes palette from Too Faced and using the Ritual bronzer from Laura Mercier, which is really pretty. It's so pretty. It's really scary, but it's easy to work with. So yeah, on with the show. So the first thing I'm going to do is put on my lip treatment. This is the Replumping Concentrate from YSL, and it's like a lip cream. It's like beeswax based and it's got a bit of plumping action to it, and it's really nourishing. It kind of reminds me of the Nivea lip butters, only more of a lotion, kind of like a face cream, like a day cream, but for your lips is what I'd liken it to. But yeah, put that on first. Next I'm going to take my Urban Decay Primer Potion and just pop that on my lids. Clip that part of my hair out of the way because otherwise it will be a pain. I'm going to take my Boudoir Eyes palette, and the first shade I'm going to take is In the Buff. It's just a really gorgeous highlight colour. Just put this on the brow bone and the inner tear duct. And this is just a dense, fluffy brush that I'm applying this with. Next I'm going to take this Revlon sort of crease brush, and I'm going to take Fluffy Handcuffs, which is this gorgeous warm colour. It's kind of a peach, almost a warm brown, but more of a peach, and this is going to be our transition colour. Next I'm going to take this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Sparkle Nude, and I'm going to pop some of this on my lid. I just give a nice sort of a coppery gold base to the shadow we put on next. And I'm also just going to put a little bit of this underneath in the inner part. Next I'm just going to take a small shadow brush and I'm gonna take sugar walls. Got sugar walls for a second there. And just pat this over the sparkling nude. Get myself up a little mirror so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm also going to put a little bit just in here as well. Just sort of like in the tear duct area. Next I'm going to take the Sigma E25. I don't know, mine says purple, but it just, the dye won't, the colours won't wash out. So with that, I'm going to use Voulez-Vous, which is this purple colour up at the top here. Not the colour that stained the brush. That was a different purple. And just going to use this on the outer corner here. Just sort of blending in circular motions. And taking it under the eye as well. And sticking with the eyes, I'm going to use a angled brush, and I'm going to take some black eyeshadow. This is just a matte black one from NYX, and I'm going to line the upper and lower lash lines. I like to do this before I do the foundation because the black has a habit of going all over the cheeks. So doing it before you do your foundation gives you a chance to clean it up. I just want to just to lightly define the eye, so just as close to the lash line as possible. You get to use a pencil liner or a cake liner or a liquid liner or whatever kind of liner you'd like. I just think that our powder shadow is a little bit softer while still maintaining some drama. Okay, so onto the foundation. I'm going to be using the Max Factor Face Finity All Day Flawless Foundation. This is the Max Factor 3-in-1 foundation. It's comparable to the CoverGirl one that they have in the States that's in a very similar packaging, except it has a blue colour scheme, and I think it's called All Day Fabulous, maybe? And I'm just going to take a pump of that on the back of my hand, and I'm using the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Now with this foundation, it is quite a medium coverage foundation, but the consistency itself is really thin. So if you were to use this with a makeup sponge or a beauty blender, or try and thin it out anymore, then it would be too thin and you wouldn't get very much coverage at all. I do also find that it gives a better finish when it's buffed into the skin. going to take about half pump more. I've just newly cleaned my brush, so it's kind of soaking up a bit more foundation than it normally would. Ordinarily, maybe a pump would be a bit too much. Just work that up into the hairline. And for me, this is a really good amount of coverage. It is a matte finish foundation. You can add some kind of highlight if you'd like to. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, you could go ahead and conceal any little spots that are still peeking through. I'm not going to because I'm quite happy with this coverage. It's a great color match. I use the color Light Ivory and it has an SPF 20 in it, which is awesome. But ordinarily I put a SPF under my face anyways, especially now we're in summer season. Just going to take my Inglot liner brush and I'm going to go back into my Boudoir Eyes palette, because this magnificent palette has this shade here called Garter Belt, which is perfect for my eyebrows. Just gonna go with some brow gel. No, my cream mascara is utterly fugly, but it does the job. And I'm doing eyelashes really quickly. I've tried quite a few sets of eyelash curlers, like low end lash curlers. I haven't tried any high end ones before. But the number 7 ones are probably your best bet. I think they're between £7 and £10, but if you can get a number 7 voucher, I would, like those vouchers that give you like money off, I would highly recommend picking up some of these. Because this is quite a wide curve. It's not curved too much, and it gives, you know, if you've got like quite a wide eye or whatever, you can get all your lashes in, and it gives a nice curl as well. And I'm going to use the Plumplify from Max Factor. This is again comparable to the Clump Crusher. A little tip for girls in the UK: if you see an American YouTuber talk about CoverGirl products, try Max Factor because they're sister companies. And there's a good chance that if it's like a blockbuster product from CoverGirl, they're bound to have it in Max Factor in some form. Like the Nature Luxe foundation, I believe, is the same as the Experience foundation. What else is there? Clump Crusher. Lash Blast, same as the Max Factor False Flashback. That kind of stuff. I don't think Max Factor gets enough attention, to be honest. They do maybe the same products. Okay, so next I'm going to contour. And for that I use the large angled contour F40 thing from Sigma, and I use the Rimmel Sun Bronze Natural Bronzer. Freaking love this stuff. It really is just so natural. Not too orange, not too brown. And it's perfect base for the next product I'm going to use. do like to take it a little bit up into the hairline. If I was going for more of a night out look, I would probably use the Barry M bronzer, the Dazzle Me bronzer in the compact, because it's just freaking awesome. And then next thing I'm going to use is the Ritual blush and bronze thing from Laura Mercier. This stuff is super freaking dark, so I just take a little bit at a time and just sort of work it up onto the cheekbone. Start in the hollows and work up to the cheekbone. You don't want to drag this colour too far down this way because it'll end up looking a bit dodge, but just sort of push it up onto the cheekbone a bit. In person, this looks good. In the viewfinder, it looks scarily dramatic, so I hope in editing it'll work itself out. And for a bit of blush, I really love these duo fiber things. This is the F15 from Sigma, but for the price of this, you could get a set from Eco Tools, which includes this brush, which is effectively the same thing. It's just a little less dense, like maybe a couple of rows of fibers less dense. And there's, I think what makes it less dense is there's less of the longer fibers. But yeah, you can get these in a set where you get this little eyeshadow brush and a lip brush for the same price as this brush. So yeah, but I'm gonna use this one for my blush, and I'm gonna use Cargo regular blush in Big Easy, and it's this pretty pale coral shade. A little bit on the apple. Dust backwards. This blush is really soft and velvety, but also really powdery because of the softness. So I like to use a duo fiber brush to sort of regulate how much powder I'm picking up. And what shall I do for lipstick? I'm gonna put on some Hot Plum from Maybelline because this colour is just freaking fabulous. There we go. This is pretty much the makeup I've been wearing to work for, I'm just wearing in general for like the last 2-3 weeks maybe. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do apologise for the banging noise, but you know, that's what happens when you live in tenements. You have lots of neighbours, and lots of neighbours tend to make lots of noise. But yeah, I shall see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.